All right, welcome to the channel. Today we're talking about the 5 most important RPGs over about the last 10 years of gaming. And real quick before we get started, I won't waste a lot of time, but I just want to say this is obviously my channel. It's my list. If you disagree with that, that's totally okay. Everybody's allowed to be wrong once in a while. And I'm saying that as somebody that's been married for 16 years, still haven't been right yet. So with that out of the way, let's listen to a man with a mustache talk about JRPGs. All right, the first one I want to talk about on our list today is Trails in the Sky First Chapter. This, I believe, makes the list for one very important reason, and there's plenty more that could go into the discussion, but I think what this boils down to is this is a series that started in 2004-ish. Granted, for a while it was only in Japan, but it was not a financial success in the beginning, especially here in the West. We didn't get a translation for almost 10 years later, but they haven't given up on the series. They're coming out with more and more, and it's, from what I have heard other people say, it's quite an expansive series now, and I think it's reaching that level of rootedness in the community and the JRPG community that, it's spoken about with the much larger series, with Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy and all those. And that's because the company didn't give up on the game. They believed in their product and they kept making them. And this being a remaster is great. I only played about 8 hours. I don't really enjoy the combat, but that doesn't matter. Everything else about the game was really well done, and the combat's probably not that bad. I probably just didn't connect with it. It is a game I'm going to go back to because I own every single game in it, the series that's come out on the Switch. So, God, I hope I get enough into it to keep playing them all. But I think this is going to be, when all is said and done, Trails in the Sky is going to be a part of a larger conversation about how games should be treated, both by gamers themselves and by the companies that are making them. If you really believe in your product, it shouldn't matter if the first game in the series is a huge financial success. It matters what your end game is, where you think this series can go, and if it's a story worth telling, which obviously they think it is, that they're going to keep going with it. All right, number 4 on the list is Dragon Quest XI Shadow. I'm going to just look at it. I'm not going to pretend to even remember the title. Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition. Age S. I don't even know, guys. It's a horrible, horrible long title for a game. It's unnecessary. Dragon Quest XI. How about that? Anyways, I did beat this game. It's a, very traditional RPG, and that's what's so important about this and about the whole series, is that it has stayed really true to itself, and it's shown that it doesn't have to reinvent the wheel. It can just make quality RPGs for people to enjoy, to escape reality for a little while. And yes, this is bigger and badder and everything else from previous Dragon Quest games, which I think is the kind of the direction that they're going to go, that their fans expect them to go. But it also sticks to its roots. I am playing Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake, which was a game that originally came out on the original Nintendo. And you could still see, common threads and tropes and things that they do it the exact same from then until now. And I think that's really important, is that, we can have great RPGs and they don't have to be totally off the wall, different, new, and you have to learn all these new mechanics. That can be a great classic turn-based system, and we can all enjoy it. So that is why Dragon Quest made the list for me. The next one is just blew me away, and I will say, I always have to toot my own horn when I talk about this game, is that I was one of the first people I heard talking about this, that it was going to be something special and it was worth putting on your radar, and then it came out, and sure enough, I was right. It is Expedition 33. And I want to start off just really quickly addressing the backlash to this game. I think it's hilarious. Anytime anything reaches a certain level of success, there's always that pushback by people that just can't accept the fact that something got that kind of recognition or accolades, and I don't get it. If something is that good, it's that good. There's nothing wrong with that. And this game is that good and more. It really just man, we have so much we can say about this. It really defied expectations, and like, how do I want to say it? Like, what people, or not people, but like the system kind of, puts things in a box. This kind of broke through those boxes. It was made by a relatively small team. I don't think as small as the stories go, but a smaller team. It's not made in Japan, but it is kind of like a JRPG. Had a more limited budget, showing that a great phenomenal game can be made on a smaller budget. They don't have to be these huge giant messes. That's not necessary. And everything about this game is just absolutely amazing. The voice acting, the animation, the combat system was just the perfect blend of turn-based and like a Souls-like game. This embodies everything so well in the story. Oh my, I mean, could go on and on. The important thing is that this kind of defied a lot of what was expected or what was being done at the time, and just turned out to be just an absolute gem. It's a gem, not hidden, just a gem. So yeah, Expedition 33 had to make my list. There was no doubt. All right, and then at number 2, maybe kind of a surprise. Maybe a surprise for me, because there's a little, I don't even want to say nuance. I'm just going to get into it. It is Octopath Traveler. And yes, I haven't played Octopath Traveler 2 or the other one. I think it's supposed to be a prequel. Was it called Zero? I don't remember. I don't even own those two yet. But this one was another one. I bought that special edition that came in the cool box. I have no idea where that stuff is. Before anyone really was talking about the game, so I got it for like retail price. I bought it off the website when it was still readily available and played it. I just loved the art style, which is why nothing else about this game matters. If you don't like the combat or the common argument with this is always that the characters don't really connect, which is kind of necessitated based on the style of the game. You can go in any direction, collect the characters in any way you want. So you can't have a cohesive story, because that would mess up the player's choice. Did I say that right? It sounded right in my head. The only thing that really matters, if you don't like anything else, is the art style for this game. That HD 2D art style, they basically reinvented the wheel for new RPGs that are made to look traditional but look modern. They made it the perfect art style for old RPGs that they're remastering to make look new, but still have the same gameplay and feel as the original. Case in point, I already talked about Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake, which I'm playing right now, which completely stole this art style, which is nothing wrong with that. They're just, it's an amazing art style. Why would you not use it, right? And there's so many other games that I've seen or heard talked about that do the same exact thing. So I think really what's most important about this is not only is it a good enough game that it got sequels, and I'm sure we'll have more, and even I don't think it's a spin-off, but it was made by the same team. If I'm wrong, tell me. It was that Triangle Strategy. Same thing. There's so many games that are going to emulate this art style for years and years to come, because it completely deserves it. It was amazing. They nailed it. I don't know how they came up with it for the first one, but yeah, they did. It's awesome. That art style you're gonna see forever. And then the final game, guys, if you watch my channel, I'm sorry, you kind of had to expect this. It's Persona 5 Royal, and I think this is the oldest one on the list now, and this is right around the 10-year cusp, which is why I needed to make this video, because I have ideas for videos all the time in my head, and I think I'm gonna make them, and then 2 years later I still haven't made it, and it's kind of irrelevant. Thus is the life of like somebody that has full-time job and stuff outside of YouTube, and I just don't get to do this. But I have to talk about Persona 5. Once again, if it's not your cup of tea, you don't like the social sim half of the game, totally fine, I get that. It's not going to be for everyone, it shouldn't be for anyone. No game should appease every single person, because then it's probably not art, and it probably isn't really that good of a game. I think what's important about Persona 5 is, regardless of how you feel about it, it's constantly brought up in discussion with our other RPGs that are coming out, or recent RPGs, and do they have the Persona 5 elements? How do they compare to it? And I think I'm not in the camp that JRPGs ever really died or they weren't as popular. I think, you know, just like gaming, like anything else, everything comes in ebbs and flows, and maybe JRPGs weren't as talked about or hyped about, but I think Persona 5 Royal changed all that. I think it made them very exciting again, made, you know, people really excited to start to play that and then say, hell, what else is out there in the JRPG world? And I think it really helped the whole genre as a whole. Once again, it wasn't dead. They didn't do anything dramatic like revive the whole thing out of the ashes like a phoenix, but it definitely had an impact on the hypeness for the whole genre since that time. There's so many times I've seen somebody do a video on a channel talking about JRPGs, and inevitably Persona 5 Royal always gets brought up, even if it's not specifically discussed. It's discussed in relation to or in relevance of the other games. How do they handle things, or does it have some of those elements? Not to mention, it's like a phenomenal game. It's top 3 games of all time for me. So, I mean, that's the easy sell. But even if I remove myself from it, just hearing so many other people talk about the game in a larger discussion, I think it warrants a place on anybody's list of most important JRPGs. So anyways, guys, that is really it for me for this. I think I'm pretty happy with that list. If you honestly disagree, I want to hear what's different about your list and why, if it's something I totally missed, because I really did try to spend some time thinking about what were the best options here. And I feel like these 5 deserve their spot for what they bring to the table. But yeah, if you disagree, let me know. Otherwise, guys, thanks so much for checking out this video. I will see you guys on the next one.